Hey y'all, so we are back with another Blue Talk. This is Lady Blue and Cool Blue.
Yeah, Cool Blue.
One, we want to start this off by saying rest in peace to Nipsey Hustle. We just heard the news literally about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, about 30 minutes ago. Tough loss, man. Like that. I ain't gonna get into it, but yeah.
Great businessman, great rapper.
But yeah, tonight's topic is we're speaking on is dependency. I'm gonna let Lady Blue kick this one off since this is her topic. So yeah, there you go.
So, like Cool Blue said, we're talking about dependency, and the three things that we wanted to focus on when it comes to dependency is dependency versus accountability, when to seek assistance, and stop leaning, start doing. So, I realized with the first topic, this dependency versus accountability, I realized a lot of people from the outside looking in may comment on a partnership, whether it's business related or relationship wise, where they feel like, oh, they're too codependent on each other. It's always they can't do something without the other or whatever else. And they could be misinterpreting it as accountability. Like, hey, you've been talking about you want to accomplish this goal. So instead of going and doing this, let's work together to get to whatever is the goal of this. So making a sacrifice is necessary to accomplish that goal. Anything you wanted to add to it?
A lot of times I feel like, especially when it comes to like the business side of things, accountability isn't necessarily played as heavy. Well, let me put it to you like this. It isn't necessarily harped on as much. I'm about to say a lot of people say, oh, I'm accountable for this or you're accountable for that. And instead of people stepping up in the leadership role and actually saying, oh, okay, cool, you know what, even though I'm not necessarily equipped even though I don't necessarily feel like I'm equipped to do this, I'm going to still pick up the slack and learn it. A lot of times people aren't willing to learn it. It's like, okay, I was given this task, so this is what I'm doing. And I don't want to progress in any, different direction. So, on that side of the playing field, and people become more dependent on the ones around them where it's like, okay, well, you never quite taught me how to do this, or you never quite showed me the ropes on how to do that. And it's like, you'll come to them and say, okay, cool. Well, if you want to learn this, here's that, here's this, here's that. And it's like, oh, well, I don't necessarily feel comfortable. And then it's like, it goes back to the thing of, okay, well, you said that you didn't necessarily know the ropes, and you said that you didn't necessarily have the tools. And it's like, once you're given the tools, it's like, I don't necessarily feel comfortable. So it becomes more of an excuse than, you wanting to
Holding somebody accountable.
Yeah.
Wow, actually, so we could skip seeking assistance and put that last and actually go into stop leaning and start doing, because that was a perfect segue to that topic. So for stop leaning and start doing, basically, like myself as an example with my job, a lot of times we deal with international things and percentages and what to mark up and what's going to be affected by the cost of something coming in internationally. And for a while, I used to always go, well, how do you want this formula set up? How much percentage of this, and when do I add this in, or when did you want me to start reordering items? And I had to step back and realize, like, look, in order for me to get the job done the way I need to get it done and in a timely manner, I just have to take a day, and my work might suffer that day, but research what it is that's going to propel me or make me better at what I'm doing. So that way I don't have to depend on everybody else or stopping my manager to tell me what the answer is.
Yeah.
And that comes with a lot with entrepreneurship too. Like, you might ask your friend who started their business, okay, so I did these 3 steps. Now, what's the next step? And they might not want to give out the information for free because they might see you as potential competition.
Yeah.
Or it could be just a thing of like, girl, you done asked me for everything else, figure it out. So sometimes you can't depend on people as much, and just have to realize, like, this is the time where I need to stop and invest in me, whether it's going on Google and finding out what it is or putting the money into it.
Putting the money into it, yeah. And stepping out of your comfort zone too, because a lot of times people will stay inside of a pocket for a period of time, and it's like you make a certain dollar amount, or you get a certain amount of notoriety, and you feel comfortable in that space. So it's like, okay, I don't need to go any further than this. And then it's like you look up and it's like 10, 15, years from now, and it's like you're kind of still in the same spot.
Yeah.
And then when you see your peers progressing further than you, it's like, well, y'all not acknowledging my efforts for what I do, and y'all not, acknowledging the strides and the sacrifices I made. It's like, no, we acknowledge what you've done, but that was 10, 15 years ago. And it's like, and in the mix of nowadays, it's like, what have you done for me lately? So, and I hate to really, be that cut and dry about it, but like, definitely when it comes to business in itself, like that, it pretty much is what it is. Like, goods and services, what can you provide me today? Because people are in the business of making money today. So,
yep. And another way to relate that and to end it is, don't get too dependent on your core fan base or your core client base. Like, go out, because being too dependent on them, people get tired of supporting, But from that, we're going to move on to the last topic, which is seeking assistance. Like, when is it time to ask for help? I typically realize when it's time for me to ask for help is when I've been stuck at a certain step for so long, and just really reaching out to someone who's been in my position, or who actually is a lot further, that could be actual mentor figure, to assist them, or find someone who's an expert in that genre where you're stuck at. So if it's finance, you might not realize it, but you need to talk to your cousin who is a CPA, and they might be able to help you in that expertise of getting the finances for what you need in order. Or, just like, oh, I've been sad lately, maybe I just need to talk to somebody. Find a therapist, seek out the help you may need to help you progress.
To piggyback off of what you're saying, for example, if you're having marriage problems, wouldn't it be smarter to go to someone who's actually been in a successful relationship for umpteen years? If you know somebody who's, like you said, financially stable and pretty good with their money, and it's a well-known track record of them doing X, Y, and Z, why would you go to somebody who's in the same boat as you to ask about financial advice? Why not go to the person who actually has a leg up on financial advice? Or just for peace of mind status, like if you know somebody who does yoga or spiritual training, or pretty much, or those who are pretty much like looking to seek God, whatever, your religious standings are, like, wouldn't you want to go to somebody who has a little bit more knowledge about it versus just a person who, and I'm not saying that you can't learn and build from one another, but it's like, you definitely want to make those strides and steps to kind of be around people who have success in those areas, and not more or less trying to find somebody who pretty much is going to either, one, hate on you for doing what you're doing, or two, not be as, clear about, their intentions. But like I said, that's just me once again. So,
I think that was a perfect way to kind of end that one. So, yeah, like, dependency, it can cripple you. And, one more thing I want to add to seeking assistance is, when you're seeking assistance, you cannot go in as a know-it-all, because it turns off whoever's trying to help you. It turns them completely off. And it's like, well, if you know everything, why are you here?
yeah.
Or why you wouldn't be having this problem if you knew everything. You can't be the head person in charge but still need to seek well, you can't think you know it all
Mm-hmm.
and still need to seek out help. So just be mindful that you're not the expert in everything. I have to check myself on this. As a lot of us have to, like, you're so used to running it by yourself, you have to stop, pause, and think, like, I'm not the expert in this, so let me humble myself, find someone who is, and learn their steps and methods.
But then again, I can definitely understand how people would, definitely when you've kind of been on your own, and like, and I know people who pretty much, like that got it out the mud mentality, where it's like you've always had to do for self. And so a lot of times it's hard to flip that switch off and, whatever. Not saying that it can't be done, but sometimes when you feel like you can't trust a person to your left or right, and it kind of builds up that type of, that barrier around you to say, oh, okay, boom, boom, bam. But like I said, then again, I get what you're, saying, but.
And a lot of times you just have to sit back and trust your gut. Like, your gut normally don't lead you wrong, so.
That's true. That's true. There's been a lot of situations where as though I went with my gut on things and I'm like, I kind of was happy I did versus me not. And a lot of times, like, that first gut feeling, and by me being a Virgo as well, like, we tend to overthink and overanalyze everything. So, sometimes you have to go with that first, initial gut feeling, Yeah. Definitely if you have a track record of making good decisions.
Yeah. Well, I think we can call this the end unless you got some things you want to announce or.
I'm about to say since we got a little bit more time than what we usually, your fashion show yesterday.
Oh, well, shout out to the Natural Hair Expo in Baltimore. I was able to walk in that hair show. My hair was styled in a slight faux hawk. I normally have my little blue patch at the top. So that was a fun experience. It's always great to be in a building with people just embracing their natural hair, looks, everything like that. I came to y'all a little plain face today and got on a head wrap by Regal Heads. They're on Instagram, regalheads_1. I want to say it's the Instagram page, but these are beautiful head wraps and some other merchandise is coming out soon too.
Oh yeah, shout out to Dope Dollars, follow on IG.
Yes.
She actually got a pretty dope, line, Omni Dope, Black Excellence hoodie. I'm about to say, no, y'all late to the wave, so you can't get it right now, but she definitely gonna have a couple more joints in the wind. Shout out to you.
Yes. Is there anybody else we need to shout out on?
No, I think we're good for the moment. Don't you have a shoot coming up?
No, well, that depends on if I get my hair braided before my birthday or not. So if I get my hair braided up before my birthday, I won't be doing a photo shoot. But if I don't, I'll be doing a photo shoot on the 7th, April 7th, next Sunday. My birthday is in 4 days. Woo woo.
Yeah.
So I'll be turning 30.
I'm excited.
I know.
If she's not, because she try to like play back and be like, oh, it's my birthday and da, 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 da. It's your birthday. I'm about to say you gotta, and you the big 3-0, so you gotta.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I typically don't make a big deal on my birthday. I still haven't with this one. Please don't kill me, friends and family. But I'm excited. I'm blessed. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not making a big deal. I have almost everything I want, unless you're out there and want to buy me a food processor or a copper or a canary yellow KitchenAid mixer. So unless you want to give me those two items, other than that, I am fulfilled and blessed. And I mean, the cha-ching always work too. But,
Put that Cash App out.
Oh, my Cash App is LADYBLU1626. If you want to donate to my birthday fund, my big 3-0 birthday fund. So, but other than that, like, we're excited. Thank you for tuning in again. We send our prayers to Nipsey Hustle and his family.
Yeah, man.
He's a dad, so that sucks.
Yeah, like I said, I could go in on that entire situation, but that rattled my cage a little bit tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah.
And just to see how much of like a businessman and how much he was doing for his
community. Yeah, man, that hit a certain kind of way. I realistically wanted to sit down and chop it up with homie. Like I thought I was gonna have that opportunity, but you know, God had other plans. So
yeah.
But we ain't gonna harp too much. This has been Cool Blue,
Lady Blue.
You've been watching Blue Talk. Oh, like, subscribe, share. I always forget that. Like, subscribe, share, get this out to folks, and that'll be that.
Again, and comment too. You know, we in this together. Us two and y'all. So comment. Let us know what you love, what you hate, what you want to add, whatever else. Because we're here for you, boo. We're here for you. So we love y'all.
I like you.
We love y'all. Bye.